Yep, it says.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yes. Look at look at Coach. Yes, people. Team Talk Podcast, episode 53. Myself, Samuel Law. This week, obviously, we're going to do the Zoom thing. Safe, the social distancing or what's going on. Corona.
Yeah. We're being told by Boris to stay indoors. So yeah.
So I've got NFC Shahab with me. What you saying, bro?
Yes, all good. How you guys doing?
We're good. Coach, what you saying, mate? Sipping your United cup?
I'm just sipping that tea, United.
Yeah, and Ibs, Arsenal. What's going on, bro?
It happens, isn't it? Everyone gets a freak result now and again.
Yeah, So viewers, we just first of all like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining again. The first time listeners, the regular listeners. As always, we're gonna get straight into it. We just finished watching the Arsenal game. Arsenal, Aston Villa, 3-0 Villa. Boy. Ibs, did you watch the game or what's going on?
I didn't, but I could probably tell you why they probably lost. There's no creativity.
You know what? No creativity, yeah?
It's zero. It's the same.
We'll leave you there. Coach, you watched the game?
Yeah.
Yes, I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of the scoreline? First of all, was it flattering or was it like, was it deserved?
No, it wasn't flattering. It was fully deserved by Villa. I think Villa just kind of showed Man United up again, because like Leicester did at the Emirates as well, Arsenal don't have the quality like that, but they work hard off the ball. If you can match their work rate off the ball, when you look at Villa's team and you look at Arsenal's team, it's not really different. To me, apart from Aubameyang, who's probably the outstanding player on the pitch, for me, there's no one else in Arsenal's attack right now that you can say, that's worlds apart from Villa's attack. Because right now, if you go on form, you go Watkins and Lacazette, who's playing better right now. You got Willian, who's playing better right now, realistically. So I think Aston Villa matched Arsenal's work rate off the ball and their quality told on the ball.
The thing is, I'm going to agree and disagree, because I feel like Arsenal at home are different to the way they play away. I mean, they set up the same way, but when you're at home, the onus is on you.
But that comes back to my point about creativity. Arsenal, how they played last week is how they should play away. At home, you shouldn't play like that. There's no need for it. There is a zero need to go in with a negative formation like that.
Do you reckon, Shahab, Arteta kind of overthinks sometimes? Or is that you reckon that's too harsh to say?
Well, last time I was with you and Coach, I did ask the question, can Arteta play like this, at home and where they gets his own players? I don't think he can. I think obviously, hopefully when we speak about United later, it's similar to them as well, the way they play at home as well, like just waiting for the mistakes. But let me just say something quickly. Jack Grealish right now, after Harry Kane, is the best player in the Premier League. Okay. Just right now.
Man just threw it out there. I like that.
How he played tonight was fantastic.
Slow down.
No, I'm saying right now, bro. I'm saying right now.
Are you saying English player or
English?
Listen, I'm saying right now. Obviously, you've got likes of Sadio Mane. I've watched Grealish hit with 5 goal contributions against us when they beat us 7-2. So obviously, I can see what Aston Villa and the Grealish are all about. He was outstanding. Him, Barkley, the way they were overlapping, and I just think with terms of Arsenal's quality in the fullbacks, like Bellerin. Obviously, Tierney's a good one. He struggled today. Holding struggled today. Villa were really good. They were really good. And like you said, you guys will touch on Arsenal's how they're set up and how they play. It's just way too deep. Firstly, from the first minute, it shouldn't have been disallowed, or I'll have to watch it back again. But Grealish, boy, that guy.
Yeah, let's talk about Grealish for a second, because we'll go back to Arsenal and Arteta after this year. But at first I thought you meant the second best English player. When you said the second best player in the league, is hard because he's still got Harry Kane.
Obviously there's like at least 20 players better than him, like in the league overall. But I'm just saying the way he's played so far. Yeah. On form right now, him and Kane are on a different level, and obviously Mane's doing well, Son. But Grealish was outstanding. Outstanding, man. So good.
I remember last season, I think when Jack was kind of linked to a couple clubs, Villa were looking at what they were going down, and Arsenal fans. The majority of Arsenal fans that I know will say, "Nah, I wouldn't take Grealish. Like he's not Arsenal quality, blah blah blah." now, I mean, nearly a year on, do you think, would you take him at the Emirates, basically?
Yeah, he's a good player. I'd take him. I just felt like people balked at his price tag. 70 mil's a lot. Not for you and me to say, Arsenal should go buy someone for that much, but it's probably a lot for clubs to shell out on someone who...
Okay, no, put that to the side, yeah. I'm saying with Arsenal's lack of creativity right now, and the way Grealish kind of has that free roam to where if you had kind of a Partey and, you know, you had that defensive shape and then you just let him create, don't you think that would be a good match?
Yeah, but I feel like that was my whole purpose and point in saying that Arsenal needed to buy someone who was creative anyway. Because you can't play like that at home to Villa and not create nothing. At home to Villa, you should win. Let's be honest, right? It should be a home banker. But if you don't create nothing...
Banker?
It should be a home banker.
Not nowadays, man. There's no bankers like that.
Whether there's fans or not, it should be a home banker. You should beat these teams. You should. If you don't create nothing, these teams will beat you. Simple as that. These teams go to these grounds knowing that for them it's a free hit. So for them, they can express themselves and have fun. If they were to go to a team who's random, they're not going to play like that because there's a lot more riding on it. For when it goes to a big club, it's a free hit. So why are they not going to enjoy themselves?
Fair enough. But even back to Grealish, what you're saying, Samuel, me personally, I hold my hands. I was wrong about Grealish. I thought Grealish was going to be the next Jack Wilshere. That's what I thought. Just overhyped.
Jack the lad.
Jack the lad and whatnot. And, you know, but for me, when United are being linked with him, and I know Ollie, he was on Ollie's list and whatnot, like, I see why Ollie wanted him. The one thing that he's got, he knows he's a player. He's got the right arrogance to play for a top club. When he's on the ball, he plays at his own pace, and that says a lot for a player in that position. When you can slow down the game and speed it up when you want to, that shows you're in control of everything around you. He always finds that extra bit of time on the ball. Do you get what I mean? So sometimes you think he's taking the piss, but he's not. He's just playing at his own pace. But for me, the biggest thing I see of him, beside the skills, he's got the arrogance to play for a top club. And I can see why Ole Solskjaer wanted him, because he's got the arrogance to play for a top club. He knows he's a player.
I think even Barkley's flourishing off that, because like Jack, he attracts players to him the way he holds the ball, and Barkley makes good runs to get space, to find space, and even him, he's enjoyed his time there.
I just want to echo what Coach was saying. I think probably, I don't know what the convos you guys say, when you say, okay, Grealish is a bit too much for 17 million, I can understand someone saying, yeah, of course, price tag is high. And I think what also is good about Grealish, he can play in the front three and he can also drop back into a number 8 role as well. Fantastic player. I would like to ask fellow Arsenal fan Ibrahim, I know you said that Arsenal should have signed someone creative. Do you think I just feel like he's obviously not as creative as whoever you are thinking about, but do you think Arsenal probably should have signed Ceballos because maybe you could have signed someone else?
Arsenal have got him on loan, but...
Wait, did you sign him or he's on loan?
Oh, he's on loan.
Okay, my bad, yeah.
But I don't feel like he's someone who's going to do what a number 8 should do. And that's what Arsenal lack. He
came on at half time. Nothing changed.
But that's my point. So you can swap whoever. You can change Partey and El Neni for Xhaka and Ceballos, and you're just going to get the exact same thing. Arsenal need someone who's going to do a role where they can get in from deep and make runs, like Fernandes did yesterday, or what Grealish does, or what Barkley does, or all these players you can name who are in an advanced role who will take control of a game further up the field. Because you're going to have just 2 banks, and then you're just asking Aubameyang to do everything up top, and it don't work. Arsenal haven't got that link, and they'll continue to struggle.
For me, I think once again, it's just Arsenal just got to be patient. The fans just got to be patient.
Oh, which is good, which is I agree.
Arteta's doing it like piece by piece. He knows what he's doing. That's
why I'm not going to lose my rag over this game.
They just need to back him.
Yeah, as long as they back him in the market, give him money in January. Say go out.
Yeah. Go and get one player.
Go get someone who's going to give you that different edge.
Yeah.
For me, Arsenal are like 4 years behind, and it's going to take time to get where you want.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of games this season like that at home. Teams are going to kind of
teams will get slapped and teams will get beat. But
no. I'm saying at Emirates, teams are going to sit back knowing that all right, Arsenal right now they don't have the the creativity to break us down.
No,
so let's just stay patient.
I don't think about Villa, but Villa didn't do that today. That's the thing.
It seems like Villa went out and played. But my thing is, Arsenal, as long as Arsenal set up with the way they're setting up, teams will look at that and think, well, they're not really going to punish us. But if you change it and you say, look, we need Oba up front. If Aubameyang's up front,
yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk.
Then back to worried. But if he's on the left wing, I'm not as worried.
What do you think about that?
Well, he needs to play up front. He just needs to play up front. There's too much of this Eddie and this Laka, and they're playing it to feet. And defenders hate being on the turn. You've got one of the fastest strikers in the league. Turn them. That's it.
I think with Aubameyang, I think it works on the left if you have a lot of possession. If you don't have a lot of possession, then you've got to do what happened today, and Aston Villa kind of made Arsenal work just as hard as they, and vice versa. Then Aubameyang's ending up doing mileage, just doing shots.
He'll drop deeper to try and get the ball, but he's not that type of player.
That's not him.
Something there. He needs to just be on the end of it.
He came in the middle a couple times, and he was getting moved to, like they were getting him off the ball at ease. I'm not sure if it's because he was just dejected or what, but
but coming into the middle is different from
no, not off the ball. I'm talking about like there's times he late in the game he came to the central position.
No, but that's what I mean. He's not
picking the ball up there.
He's not starting there. Like, he needs to be your focal point up front, and you need to just get two wingers on his side. That's it. That's how Arsenal need to play. He needs someone creative. There is someone, but I won't mention his name. So
So you're not panicking then, yeah?
No, Arsenal are 4 years behind. That FA Cup win was just fantastic. Otherwise, Arsenal are years behind. That's it. Football cycles. That's how it is. You just got to run with it.
But for me, Samuel, going back to the Grealish, I'm having him at United.
You want Grealish, innit? You said that.
I'm having him now. I've seen it. You know what it is? I've seen enough now. Like I'm having.
Coach, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
You was very hot on Sancho. If you can only have one, who are you taking?
Oh, it's not a question. I'm taking Sancho.
We've got too many of those midfielders anyway.
There's not even a question there. That Sancho's still number one.
Okay.
Sancho's still number one. But from what obviously reliable sources are saying, the three main players he wanted were Sancho, Grealish, and Upamecano, and he didn't get either of them. So, and I can tell by signings that Cavani weren't on his list and stuff like that. But we'll go on to that anyway. But yeah, I'm having Grealish at United, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. Shahab.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you came on this week. I thought to myself, yeah, big game, City, Liverpool. Ended 1-1. Very good first half. Do you guys watch it?
Yes.
Yeah, very good first half. What do you think about the result, first of all?
Well, as a Liverpool fan, I'll take the point, 100%. I think before the game, some Liverpool fans were thinking, the way City have been as the months has gone by, you expect to try and get 3 points. But I think it was a really good battle. Really good battle. I thought Liverpool were good for 20 minutes, 25 minutes without actually having a real clear-cut chance. Really silly foul by Walker. And the City scored a really lovely goal from De Bruyne to Jesus. I think the second half, both teams got tired. I think I can only remember one real good chance from City, which is the Jesus header. But I think both sides should take the point. Liverpool should take the point. City's a tough ground, yes. People would have expected us to win. But I think we also played the 4-2-3-1 formation today. I think a lot of people were saying before the game, is it?
I don't think you played that.
Say again?
I don't think you played that formation.
I was confused what you lot played.
Liverpool played 4-2-4.
4-2-4, yeah, that's correct as well. I think off the ball we were definitely 4-3-3, and more Jota coming into tucking in alongside Henderson in the midfield. So yeah, it was a really interesting one, because when you see the team, you're thinking, wow, we're actually playing 4 attackers. I know Jota's been absolutely fantastic, but we had to adapt. I think City had to adapt to our setup as well, and they did, because they scored a really good goal. But I'm happy taking the point. Just 1 point behind Leicester, we're top of the league. And obviously we've got them next, which is going to be a great game. But I'm happy. I'm happy with the point. I think City will be as well.
Coach.
Yeah.
We were speaking about injuries last season, and it seems like players are dropping like flies. I think Partey, back to Arsenal, Partey got injured. He got taken off at half-time. He got a thigh injury, from what I'm hearing. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he seems like he's out as well. How much of a key is he to Liverpool? If he's out,
big time, because he's normally he's their winger. He's their winger. Robinson's their left winger. That's just how it happens. And then you've got the three up top just doing damage in between the lines. So if he's not going to be there, I see Milner come on today, and okay, that's great for 20 minutes, but for stretch games, I'm not sure that's going to be the answer. But in terms of the game, I thought Liverpool set up really well. The 4-2-4 surprised me, but the 4 pressed so high that they know that Man City's never going to go long. They're always going to go short. But the 4 worked so hard up front, and they got their goal. And that's basically the game plan right there. You go in front and you're playing 4 forwards, pressing up high. City couldn't get out of their half sometimes. They were losing the ball when De Bruyne got the ball. They got it nicked off them. It would like Klopp really lined up well. And what really worked as well is the middle 2. The middle 2 were playing like they were on a string, like Henderson. If Henderson went to press, Wijnaldum was right next to him. Wijnaldum went to press, Henderson was right next to him. So that was working. Even if you look at City's goal, just because Henderson went to sleep a little bit, Wijnaldum pressed on his side and Henderson was way over on his side and left that massive gap for.
It was a hard ask to do, man.
It was a hard ask to do, but what I'm saying is that it was working so well because them 2 in the middle were literally just following each other around. That's what they were doing. One press, one steps back. The other one press, one steps back. But once they went to sleep that one time, De Bruyne got in there, got through them. Obviously, Jesus, great touch, first touch, and a goal. I thought the setup worked really well for Liverpool because Jota, Firmino, Salah, and Mane, when them 4 are pressing you, it's not a joke. Like you really need to be on your game as defenders back there, and it worked for the first 20 minutes. I could see what Klopp was doing, and then like Sharp said, I think they just got tired. That's what happened. The lapses of concentration, they got tired, and City got into the game a bit more. Even though the second half weren't really great, to be fair, but that might be down to obviously just getting tired and whatnot. So
I think what coach is saying, is spot on, and we obviously noticed that. I think the best thing that Liverpool really did was, I think me and you, Sam, I know we're not fans of Rodri, and I'm not sure about yourself, coach, but I think we did really want to just stop him getting the freedom of the ball. I think when we played Chelsea in the second game of the season, we did the same to Jorginho as well. I know they had 10 men. You can't give this guy the freedom, and you also got to take him out of the game. And that's essentially what Liverpool really did for 20, 25 minutes. We were really good today, and I think Liverpool need time, in the first half at least, they need time to work with this 4-2-3-1 because Firmino is becoming a problem for Liverpool in some way. I think he's been a problem for 12 months.
Problem?
Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Don't fall for
let him land.
Listen, I am Firmino's biggest fan, but I'm just saying, Jota's come in, and he can also play anywhere in a front 4. I think with Firmino right now is he does the work where he presses, and obviously he comes back in, he drops back, and he allows the runners like Sadio Mane and Salah coming forward. But I think when he's on the ball, he has been poor. His final third has not been good enough, and obviously he only scored 1 league goal at home at Anfield all season, which technically is not good enough.
But he brings so much more than that, though.
Yeah, of course. No, I hear what you're saying, coach. I hear what you're saying. But I'm saying when we play a 4-2-3-1, we need time to adjust. We've been playing this 4-3-3 formation for a long time, obviously, or 4-2-4, whatever it was.
Wait, is this your shape going forward, though?
I think today it was just City, though. I think it was just City.
Yeah, time will tell. We have played 4-2-3-1 against Sheffield United and West Ham as well. We weren't great with those formations, and Jota had, funny enough, scored the winning goal for both of those games. So
what a skill, man!
It's a good headache to have also at the same time, and I think Firmino brings a lot as well. But right now, Jota's bringing a lot more, and he's also bringing the goals as well. So it's interesting to see what Liverpool do playing that 4-2-3.
So then, Shahab, my question to you is: are you saying Jota goes in the middle, just takes Firmino's position, and Salah and Mane either side?
It's that, you know what? That's a good question because there was moments in the game where I think Salah, when they were pressing in 4-3-3, he was playing as the forward. When we played 4-2-3-1 in the past, Salah was always the forward. So he might play on the right. He was ineffective on the right, and he was also ineffective in the right when we played against Sheffield United. And even though he scored, he actually moved into the forward as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's a bit of a headache for Klopp. But Jota can play in all 4 positions.
Yeah.
And obviously, his best position is probably on the left. But you can't take Sadio Mane out of that. He's our best player. So
I didn't realize how young Jota was.
23.
I cannot believe it. I thought he was like when he was at Wolves, I thought he was one of them seasoned vets, like where he's just been around. And bro, he's gonna be a problem. He's
doing well, man. He's coming and settled well.
And what we were saying 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago about the recruitment, that obviously I told you about Michael Edmonds, and you were talking about Ed Woodward as well. And he's done a fantastic job to get that sort of player. Obviously, the data analysts and the numbers, but they've got it. Obviously, we've had the likes of Robertson coming to Liverpool, Mane, Salah, Wijnaldum, and that's another one. I don't know how they've managed to get someone like that. Obviously, it's all about playing with systems and everything like that.
But he's a perfect fit, man, for what you
full
guys want
credit
to do.
to anyone at the club. Yeah.
Cool. Ibs.
Yeah.
You said you wasn't worried about Arsenal. Are you worried about Spurs?
No.
But this guy, you act too cool for school, bro. He's always acting too cool.
What? Because I said I'm not worried.
You're worried, bro. You're worried.
No, I'm not. The Spurs are in a situation where they've got like a really good squad, which they've had for like
a good manager.
Yeah, which they've had for the last 3 or 4 years. Let's not take credit away from Poch. They've had a good manager for the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, they've had a good squad for the last 3 or 4 years. They've always produced teams that can really go on runs, but it's always about the crunch. Because Spurs have done this for years and years. Spurs are in a better position than a lot of clubs are. They've got a manager who's a serial winner, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they were to pick up some sort of cup this year. But it's about the crunch. Can they actually get that trophy? Because with Poch, they really should have won something. They really should have won something. Even if it was an FA Cup or Europa League or whatever. They were close to the Champions League, obviously. But they should win something. I'm not worried about Spurs. But as I said, football works in cycles. This might just be the time when Spurs can now win stuff and make that transition to up there.
Because let me ask you, do you see a difference in this Spurs? Because for me, let me answer first. What I see like a certain bite.
Do you, Samuel? Yeah. You see a certain bite now. Yeah.
I see a certain bite.
Don't start rating Mourinho now, mate.
Don't get coach going, man. Don't get coach going.
I was talking about Højbjerg. To be fair, obviously it's a Højbjerg signing, but Højbjerg is got that. He's got that thing about him where when he's playing, the other players feed off it. Like,
okay.
I feel like
coach, what are you trying to say? I don't understand.
I'm just trying to say you keep talking about this Højbjerg and this and that. He's a typical Mourinho player.
I feel like what Spurs have got is a setup that they probably haven't had in previous years, where they were probably a bit of a soft touch.
Yeah.
Now there's that bite. They've still got the Kanes, the Sons, Lucas Moura. They've added Bale, who probably still needs time to get to full fitness. Yeah, but they've added Still. And even Ndombele is really playing well now, right? Yeah, so they've got a good core, but it's now, can they jump to winning trophies? Because I don't know personally how long Harry Kane stays at that club not winning stuff, right? He's someone who's a serial winner. He doesn't want to go out in another 4 years, but I've broke records. But
how old is he now?
27.
Oof.
He's next 2 years, either he wins something or he goes.
The thing is, there's no loyalty in football, yeah. But he seems like one of the.
Hold on, even if he goes somewhere, who is paying that money for him? No one's paying that money.
Now this is my point.
United,
for me, is a destination where he will go and he will bang goals.
Well, we've got Martial in it, so apparently United fans, we're cool anyway. We don't need.
I hope that's sarcasm because
you know how I feel, boy.
He will bang goals, and I feel like that's the destination.
I feel like clear this guy's zoom off, bro.
No, that's for me. Spurs have to now kick on. If they don't kick on in the next year or two, Mourinho will go and it will just be back to typical Spurs. They need to kick on. Football works in cycles. This night might just be Spurs' time to now kick on and start winning trophies.
Shut up.
Cementing.
Yeah.
What do you think about Spurs?
Well, they've had a good start, but I think after the international break, they've got 5-6 tough games in a row.
Who's their games?
The likes of City straight after. They've also got Liverpool and I think Arsenal as well.
Yeah, they've got Arsenal as well.
Yeah, so it's a tough start. They're coming up now. Listen, I'm impressed. I know we saw that mad game at West Ham. Today, I think that they were tired. Obviously, Solskjaer was talking about it after the Everton game about putting, the fixtures so early. Like they played Thursday in Bulgaria and then they played 12 o'clock on Sunday. It was a bit mad, and I think that certainly came into effect today for Tottenham. For United, they showed a lot of heart to win 3-1. Obviously, I think that obviously showed, and there was still got a late winner, which shows a lot about how Harry Kane is playing right now. It's interesting though. I think Spurs can get in the top 4, but like. You guys all probably will agree with me. It's all about winning a trophy for Spurs this season. And so far, they're going the correct way in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we'll see what they do in the FA Cup and in the Europa League. But Mourinho fancies his side in the Europa League because he keeps banging on about saying...
No, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what does he say?
No, he keeps banging on about, my side is going to win the Europa League. I think at the end of last season, he was saying, we're only 2 games away from winning another Europa League title. I think his third Europa League one, because he won 2 before. And that was the last 2 games of Spurs season last season, because they had to get a point or something at Palace. And I've always seen him in the interviews just saying, yeah, this is my side in the Europa League, blah, blah, blah. And listen, fair play to him. He's got that confidence. And I just feel like, they're ready in a good way. They could get top 4 by obviously getting the trophies, everything that they need. But they're looking good. But having said that, they've got 5-6 tough games coming up after international break. And that's when we can start, taking or see how serious Tottenham are.
The reason I think they're in a good space is because we all know Jose. Is this his second full season, or did he? No, he took over last season, right?
Yeah, in November.
So this is his first full season, but we always see
coming up to a year.
Yeah, we always see Jose kind of self-implode after something goes wrong to where he just wants out. But in the meantime, he does win trophies. So let's keep it a buck. He may not win the major trophies like the Champions League or the Premier League. It remains to be seen, especially this season with the inconsistencies. But he does win trophies, whether it's a Carabao, FA Cup. So by the time he leaves, Tottenham will have kind of silverware. So, pushing on, that could just be like when you just brought the duck.
But that's my point. I feel like if they were to win, are they still in the Carabao Cup?
Yeah. I think
the Papa John's Trophy, as it's called now. If you didn't know, that's what it's called now. If they're still in that, that's a trophy they could win. If they're still in the FA Cup, or they're the trophy, because those small trophies can be like, okay, they've got that hunger now to go win another one and another one, and they've got a good core of players. It's if they don't win that in 2 years, that team will look and think, can I stay here for another year or two? And no.
Let's talk about.
I think that's what he was brought to do. I think he was brought to bring a trophy.
Yeah.
That's what he was brought to do. That's his MO. So, like I said before, getting top 4, it's been done by Poch. Even get to the Champions League finals, done by Poch. Being in a title race with Spurs, it's been done by Poch. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not going to be nothing different to Spurs fans, even though they don't have it on a consistent basis. But the trophy is the one that they want. At the end of the day, that's what's going to put him in a different sort of, the eyes of Tottenham fans and whatnot. And then he can go from there. But I think with Mourinho, the reason why I think this situation with Spurs is different, because I think he's got an owner and a CEO that just tells them up front what it is, what the club's about, what money they got, what money they ain't got, what he's got, what resources and stuff like that. I could just tell by his demeanor that he just knows where he stands. That he's a manager that likes to know that if you say you got money, let's spend the money. If you ain't got no money, tell me you ain't got no money so I can get to work and do what I need to do. Don't tell me you've got money and you don't want to spend the money, or vice versa. So I think he's in a place where Levy's told him what it's about. This is the project. Can you do it? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's get to work. And he just looks like he's just focusing on his job and not having battles in the media with his owner or this or that and press conferences. Like, yeah, I know it's just coming up to a year, but I just feel it's a bit different. Like the core of the Spurs squad is the type of squad he likes. I feel like he's the one that recommended Gareth Bale to Real Madrid, and they went and got him when he left and all that sort of stuff. Højbjerg, clear signing of Mourinho. Sissoko, that battler in there. Dembele, like Ib said, is improving all the time and whatnot. And the front 4, if what's it, front 4, front 3, Kane, Bale, Son. Listen, that can rival anyone in the league right now. That's behind Liverpool's front 3 right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Also, and Bale's only going to get better, I feel, anyway.
Let's talk about Harry Kane. He scored his 200th goal in the week. Quickly, yeah. Is Harry Kane the best English striker ever, or?
Oof! Oh, jeez.
Can't say ever.
No, I'm saying that's English. No. Wait. I'm asking. Is he? You know what? Let me change it to will he be the best? No. Yeah. Is he the best English striker ever?
No.
So who's the best English striker ever? Shearer. Yeah, because currently, what you don't think Shearer?
What, you're not saying Shearer?
Rooney's better than Shearer. You got what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying for me, like, and a lot of people just underrate this guy. I don't know what.
Do you know what?
Maybe they didn't clock his career.
Sorry, I forgot Rooney. Sorry, I might have to
No, I'm not saying he's the top. I'm not saying.
Okay, because
for me, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up between Rooney and Shearer.
I don't even think it's a toss-up. My selection for the best English striker,
Andy Cole.
Especially not Andy Cole.
Okay.
Is Michael Owen for me.
Michael Owen.
I think when Michael Owen came on the scene, everyone forgets about him. Everyone just remembers like Michael Owen, like going to Madrid, from Madrid onwards. That's how they look at Michael Owen.
No, Owen's
don't know what Michael Owen was doing at 18 years old.
Owen is the last player.
Argentinian defenders in the World Cup and whatnot, and what he did for Liverpool and all that to get his Real Madrid move. He won the Ballon d'Or as well.
Yeah, he's the last player to win that. Last player to win Ballon d'Or.
Huh?
He's the last English player to win Ballon d'Or.
Will Harry Kane go down as the best English player because he's 27 and he scored 200 goals? Like, will he need a title to kind of solidify that?
He needs trophies for me.
Yeah. Everyone else got one. Even Shearer got one.
What did Owen get?
Shearer won the Prem with Blackburn.
Yeah. What did Owen get?
Who got the Ballon?
Owen won the Ballon d'Or.
No. We're talking about. I thought you were talking about trophies.
Well, he got the FA Cup. He won the treble.
He won
the second treble.
They won Europa League. They won FA Cup, League Cup. They won like 5 in the season, like or whatever.
Okay, so Harry Kane needs to win trophies then.
He needs to.
He needs to.
If he gets goals, he'll go down as a great striker, but you can't compare because he ain't got trophies.
Cool.
Right now, he's not above Rooney for me. I don't.
But Samuel, I think you should. I will not say change the question. I think the question probably is he going to get the most amount of goals in the Premier League maybe ever? Because Shearer's got what?
He needs. I think Kane needs about 115 in the next 10 years to break it. That's easy.
Yeah. And if he wants to stay up to
115.
Yeah.
And we're talking about his prime years are probably about 4 more years. 4 or 5.
That's like 20 a season. 25.
That's crazy, you know. That's what I'm saying. Harry Kane, what he's done.
If he beats Shearer's record, that's a very, very big feat.
100%.
But when you're talking about all-time English striker, you got to bring everything to the table. Basically, that's why Shearer's not. If we're going off Premier League stats,
I like that though.
Shearer, but you got to bring everything to the table.
Ollie, you got a get out of jail free card. That's what everyone's saying.
He's got 10 of them. He's got about 20 somewhere. I don't know where they are.
Listen, Ollie's job needs to be on the line every game. Like the media needs to come out. Is this Ollie's last game? Every game for that because
he's got about 20 of them. Now he might lose the next 2, and then his next big game he'll win, and then it's all right.
All right, coach. All right. So if you don't know, obviously the viewers, Man United at Goodison Park yesterday, 3-1 winners against Everton. An out of form Everton side, but a team that started fairly well. Coach, why is it that the players, or it might just not be that way, but why does it feel like the players, when kind of there's a lot of talk around, you know, the manager, you know, Poch was on Monday Night Football, was saying Ollie has to go. If Ollie doesn't win this game, he should be out. The international period was coming up as well. Why is it that we see the players kind of step up and we see like a difference in them? As opposed to
the players, like Roy Keane said, lepers don't change their spots. So the players have been so inconsistent over the years that that's just what they are. They're just a bag of rebels. Those players that have been there for years, they're just a bag of rebels. That's just what it is. You get Leipzig, and then you get Arsenal. You get Everton, and then but after the international break, they'll probably fall on their knees to another team. And they just don't have the consistency, and that's what top teams and top players have. They have that consistency. They can keep going and going and going. I just think we have a quartet of players in the squad that are just very inconsistent. So that's why right now, like I said, there's loads of stuff that I could say, but in terms of like, I'm not going to be Ollie out. I don't care about the results. I'm not Ollie out. He's been set up to fail. So all these defeats and everybody's looking at his job and Pochettino and this ain't going to be no difference. So I'm happy for Ollie. That's who I'm happy for the most. I'm not happy. I don't care about the players. I'm happy for Ollie.
When you say set up to foul, what do you mean? Because I don't think.
Yeah, Shahab was laughing as well. I see his face.
You're set up. You're set up to fail. You're set up to fail when you've had from, like I said, I go back to my old podcast. When you've had from April to October 5th to sign your targets, and you haven't improved the first 11. Who's our first 11? That's new. Everybody's improved. Has Liverpool improved their first 11? We're talking about Firmino, who's been on form for how long, getting replaced by Jota, who just came in. We're talking about Gabriel and Partey making the spine of Arsenal better. That's the first team. We're talking about Chelsea, Havertz, Werner. All these clubs are improving their first 11. Why are we not improving our first 11? Because it's COVID. That's the excuse that we're given. So guess what? The manager has put his targets out there. His targets weren't Cavani. It weren't Telles. That's not his target. We could have got them players in the soon as the old season finished. We could have got those players in straight away. Cavani, we didn't even have to pay for it. So why did we get him on deadline day? So clearly that was not his target. I can just tell by that. Yes, Van der Beek. I think Van der Beek was a B option to Grealish. That's what I feel. Van der Beek was a B option to Grealish. Grealish probably cost too much. Van der Beek is there, 40 mil. We grab him, but he helps the squad come off the bench and that. But in terms of when I mean set up to fail, we haven't improved our first 11. Do you guys really think that Ole went into this season saying this 11 that we finished the season off with is the one that I want to go in next season?
Definitely not.
We haven't improved. I know. So that means he's been set up to fail. He hasn't got his targets to push on. So if he hasn't got his targets to push on, and we're saying Ole out, this, that, Ole has identified the inconsistencies in our first 11. So what does he want to do? He wants to get players that can have more consistency and give more competition to our first 11. He didn't get those players, so he's set up to fail.
Listen, coach. You know what? Yeah, when I was with both of you last time, and your rant was amazing. Firstly, I want to say, you're right. You're right to I say 90%. Right? But what I'm saying here is, I actually spoke to someone on WhatsApp last week, and I said to someone to tell you that you can't blame Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on some performances, because I heard you were saying against Arsenal that you played a diamond and you needed width or whatever. But who told him to play a diamond? I know you won 5-0 against Leipzig.
But you told him to play a diamond. But what are you going to play? What else are you going to play? You ain't got.
Listen, you still play your forward.
You've got 6 centre midfielders and no wingers. What squad has that? Who has that right? Who makes these decisions here? We have no wingers. You've got 6 centre midfielders.
Okay, go on, go ahead.
You have players who can play out wide, though.
No, you see, that's the difference, Ibs. You see, this is the difference. You've got square pegs and round holes. That's the problem. But what I'm saying is that when you've had a transfer window to sort out one of those, all you had to do is get one winger. We didn't ask for 2. Just get one winger to provide us some balance and some flexibility when we play different teams. But now we can't.
See what Shahab said.
Suspended. What do we have to do? We have to pack and play 2 up front.
Okay, but see what Shahab said when he said he didn't have to play a diamond. He could have played James. Couldn't play Greenwood out wide.
James ain't good enough.
No, but wait, hear me out. I'm just saying. So he didn't have to play a diamond.
James, but you know what I'm saying.
Wait. He could have played different formations.
I'm with
so as much as it ain't Ollie's fault, I still feel like his tactics sometimes don't help him.
Let me say something.
But Ibs, what I'm saying is you can't go from, we're talking about Ollie, when we're winning 5-0 against Leipzig, and then you're going from that to when we play Arsenal, we're chatting about Ollie. No one was chatting about Ollie at Leipzig. Who was chatting about Ollie when the diamond worked against Leipzig? Yeah, it worked against Leipzig.
No, but we spoke about how the diamond didn't work.
What?
We spoke about how the diamond didn't work against Arsenal, right?
No, it didn't work against Arsenal because we needed width.
All right, cool. So wait, so what they're asking,
players.
So what they're asking,
Daniel James play?
Because he's not quality. He's
okay.
quality.
Wait, 2 seconds. So what they're asking is, could he have played a different shape? Now we know that game went tits up, but in the week I was saying, and I think I said in a group, I said Ollie is gonna have to show some kahunas here, because it seems like he's trying to accommodate all the egos. Like I said that with the shape that it seems like we need to play, Ollie needs to sacrifice 2 of the 3. So you have Bruno, Pogba, and Van der Beek who play that attacking role, and you have to play one of them, unfortunately, which is
we don't play 3 of them.
Hold on, which is most likely Bruno, and then you have to play 2 of the 3 where it comes to McTominay, Matic, and Fred. You need that stability. Unfortunately, you're going to sacrifice your attacking options.
So you would drop Pogba right now?
No. So wait. So this is what I'm saying. In the week, I said that he's gonna have to do that. So I said I wanted to see the shape and the personnel that he picked for Everton, and you got it spot on. The only thing I could have probably said was maybe swap Mata for Van der Beek, because he could have played out there. But even that, it was fine. But he played Fred.
Van der Beek fascination.
No. What I'm saying, forget that anyway. But what I'm saying is he played Fred and McTominay, and you saw the dog work they done and the protection to Lindelof and Maguire, right? So going forward, I mean, the big omission there was Pogba, because Pogba off the ball, he doesn't work hard enough, and he has lapses of concentration where going on off the ball is too easy to play through us. Yeah. If you noticed against Everton, it wasn't easy for Everton to play through United. Okay. They had Fred and McTominay. So whether it's Fred and Matic and McTominay, whoever, 2 of those 3 have to play, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to just But
my thing is what you're saying. You're talking certain game by game analysis. Well, I'm talking about the bigger picture of the whole club. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the who's setting the pace right now in the Premier League. It's Liverpool, then City, then who else is?
No, Leicester.
No, I'm not talking about now in the Premier League.
Okay.
I'm talking about in general. Liverpool are the top team. Man City are behind them, setting the levels, and everybody else is behind. So everybody else has to do what they can to catch up. I feel every other team has improved their first 11, but us. When you don't improve your first 11, that gives your first 11 that leeway to slack off a bit, be inconsistent. Because when they look behind them, there's no one there. There's no competition. Do you get what I'm saying? When you're looking at Pogba and this, that, and the other, there's no competition for these guys and whatnot for me. So we can talk about formations, this, that, and the other, put Daniel James on the right. Then he's not good enough. We all knew who we wanted and stuff.
So is it Ed's fault?
Of course it's Ed's fault. Because guess what? If this manager in the next few weeks gets sacked before Christmas, we're talking about the 5th manager in 9 years. And who is the guy that keeps hiring these managers? So hold on. So obviously we're blaming Moyes. Okay, we knew he weren't ready after Fergie. Everybody knew that. Then Van Gaal, who's won the Champions League before. Oh, he's not good enough. Then Mourinho, who's the serial cup winner. Oh, he's not good enough. Then Ole, who puts his arm around players because Jose was a bit too harsh on Shaw and Martial and these man. They need an arm around their shoulder. We got Ole in, putting the arm around the shoulder. Oh, he's not good enough. So we have to go to Poch. At some point, the buck has to stop with the person who's hiring these managers. That's where the buck has to stop.
No, not just hiring the managers, but the person who's...
we can't keep passing the buck to the manager ain't good enough. The manager ain't good enough. These times, you got the same players. Some of them have been there since LVG. Some of these players have been there since LVG, and we're still giving them the whole, if they get another manager that can coach them better. You've been there for 5-6 years. 5 years at United, and still talking about a coach that needs to come in and coach you better. Maybe you're just not the level of player for the club. You might not be. It's not a big deal. You can go to another club and be successful. But for us, you might not be the level for us. So I'm not going to campaign Ole out, because I've seen this story before. I'm all about Ed Woodward out. And if he's not going out, Ole, do your thing. You want to play a diamond? You want to play 4-3-3? You want to play 4-2-3-1? You want to play 4-2-4? I don't care. Ole, just go out on your sword, because I'm not going to blame Ole. Because Ole's done good recruitment. He's got up to this summer. We wanted to push again. I was hoping that United would push again with 2-3 players to add to our first 11. We didn't do it, so now we're going backwards. And no one has the leg to stand on to start blaming Ole.
So it's so mad, because you look at it with the way everyone's so inconsistent this season as well. Yeah, and you thought, like we just said, to piggyback off that, imagine United just got like a Sancho, Upamecano, or whoever, like a centre back. It'll be so different. Of course, it'll be so different. But the one thing, what Shahab was saying about you got to criticize Ole certain things, like I wanted to talk about, I'll definitely criticize Ole's post-match press conference. I hear that from Ole. Yeah, I think Klopp did it today as well about, they shouldn't play games.
Come on, man, you're better than that.
None of that whinging. Yeah.
No. Wait, you know what Ole done that, right?
Let me tell you why with Ole. I'll just speak for Ole as a United fan.
Oh, God.
Him whinging about we came from Turkey Thursday and then we're playing 12 o'clock. Listen, mate, yeah, if you had that same energy for Woodward that you had for the fixture list, maybe you would have had enough squad players. Yeah, maybe you would have put pressure on Woodward. You would have had enough squad players. So Luke Shaw would have played in Turkey and he wouldn't have played on a weekend if you sorted out your squad. This is why I said it's not a first 11 game. It's a squad game. And these CEOs and all these director of footballs, these managers need to let them know that it's a squad game right now. We've got European football and the demands on Premier League are going sky high every single season. So we need a squad.
Wait, you know why he done that, right?
What do you mean why he done that?
It was nothing to do with that. Like, I don't think he was even angry. It looked like fake anger, but he was very
What do you mean
smart.
nothing to do with that?
No, wait. What I'm saying is...
he's deflected. He's the deflected.
Yeah, I think he could have been... Cool. That could have been anything. It could have been something like a challenge.
Cool.
He was basically looking to jump on something and change the narrative around it. So,
but what I'm saying, Simon, whatever he's jumped.
No, but what I'm saying,
hear it, Ole.
No, but what I'm saying, what he's deflected it from is the fact that everyone was saying, if you didn't win this, you're out. And the questions that would have come up after the game would have been, Ole, the players felt they fought for you. This could have been your last game. It would have been that kind of stuff, because they tried to even do that in a press conference. And if you watch the press conference again, because are you talking about the post-match right out on the pitch? Or on
the pitch, yeah.
Yeah. So in the press conference, he done the same thing. Like they asked him something, and he just went into a rant about that. Yeah?
That's all good, Ole. That's
I don't think he even. Not that I don't care, but he knew what he was doing.
That's wonderful. What I'm saying is that I don't care, Ollie. I don't care. Yeah, have the same energy in getting them transfers done. When you said, "Oh yeah, our transfer window was decent. I'm happy with these players." No, you're not happy with these players. And guess what? I'm not saying you got to come out and literally say, "Oh, Woodward's not doing his job." Otherwise, you get sacked. You can't say that. But there's certain things you can let us fans know that. Listen, are you happy or not? Because you're saying you're happy, and then we're protesting or whatever against Woodward, but you're saying that you're happy. So we don't understand, Ollie. If
you can't
we need to blame you.
He means that though. He doesn't actually mean that. I think you know that as well, coach. I'm gonna disagree. The only reason why Ollie, Klopp, Lampard, fucking Pochettino, not Pochettino, sorry, Mourinho has said this is because they need to put the pressure on the Premier League to stop doing it. Because it's not.
Stop doing what?
No, but the Premier League are the ones that are setting these fixture dates.
But we know what. But what I'm saying is that
it's early. People wake up and they can't recover. It's all about body. You know how sports science is all.
But this is the problem, Shaheed. This is the problem. It's all about money. Yeah. The season finished. The European season finished in the middle of August. Yeah. The Premier League's agreed to start on the 12th of September. Who told them to agree that date? They had to agree that date. Otherwise, they would have lost out on money.
Listen, this has not been going on for one thing. It's been going on for years. The 12th.
No, but what I'm saying is that normally you would finish in May, yeah? And you have a 3-month layoff, and then you come back in August. I mean, you come back in July, have your preseason, then start your season in August. But they knew with the whole COVID situation that they didn't have to start in September. The Premier League teams agreed to start in September. So don't come now and complain about the fixture list. You know what the fixture list was going to be about anyway.
Listen,
so
man.
Come back now, play the games, get injuries, and start complaining about the fixture list. That's just a cop-out for me.
Listen, just do the 5-sub rule, man. Keep it pushing, man. Listen, before we get out of here, Ibs,
yes,
you said at the start of the season, Chelsea, if Lampard don't put the grand money in,
but it's a fair statement. Their squad's so good they have to be.
But see, coach, coach, you know when the man don't even let you finish your question.
Yeah. You know,
no, because I have to, because the way you was like, oh, you said this. My thing was,
you were very confident.
If Lampard wasn't, and he's not challenging by December, Jan, Feb, then they will start asking questions. With that squad, you have to. He has to win something big this year. He has to.
Can Chelsea win the league?
Challenge.
I'll put it at the straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the league, man. Like right now,
the league's so up and down. No, I mean Tottenham were top, Southampton were top, now Leicester are top.
No, but Chelsea look like they've got the most stability. If you look at it.
Oh, no, I'm agreeing with the unpredictability of this league. So yeah, there's no reason why Chelsea can't go on a 6-game run and then by December be within like whoever, be top, whatever. But it's about consistency. I don't think anyone's got consistency right now.
So Samuel, you telling me, that Marina is better than Woodward?
Who? Marina,
in negotiations. Is that what you're telling me now? Is that what we're saying now? Marina at Chelsea is better than Woodward at negotiate. Look at the players that they got.
Yeah, but let's not forget they had the ban.
Same sort of players.
They had the ban last year, innit?
Huh?
They had the ban last year, and then obviously they just got.
No, I don't want to hear about the ban.
They got to spend the money in one window.
Samuel, let's be honest. Unless you say something bad about Woodward, coach ain't gonna agree. So
yeah, coach is Woodward out, boy. He's not.
Are you Woodward in?
No. Of course I want Woodward out, bro. I don't even want him out. I don't even want him out because Woodward, at the end of the day, from everything I hear and everything I read, he does his job. It's just the footballing side that he can't take that role off.
And that's all I can. Listen. That's
Woodward out. Get him at the club. I'm not really.
No.
So is he your DOF, director of football?
Yeah, he's everything.
Of course he is.
You just probably need to bring him
There you go.
Yeah, it's simple. That's it. So
why don't United look at someone ex-player wise or bring someone in who can be?
Tried. Wait. You see, my ideal world. If I got to choose obviously football fairy tale, Poch comes in, Ollie goes upstairs to director of football, bish bash bosh. But then in reality, that's not going to happen. Ollie's too ambitious to go upstairs.
Yeah.
And then also Poch want Ollie kind of on top of him of like who he's recruiting, even though Ollie's recruitment has been A1. That's my ideal. If I could have it away, it would be that way. Ollie go upstairs, Poch come in, the tactical, coach the players, and you got the best.
My biggest thing is just you got to look at the whole picture. If you're going to judge a manager, look at the whole picture. Don't just look at the manager and talk about tactics and this, that, and that, because there's so much stuff that goes on before.
Yeah, so many factors, man. There's too many times people just, or fans, they just
100%. I agree. That's why I won't get on Arteta's back.
But there you go.
There's a big thing. But yeah, people, thank you for joining us another week. We'll be back after the international period. Is it 1 week? 1 week or 2 weeks? Yeah, so we'll be back the week after this.
I believe it's two
games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's two. There's 3 games, 3 international games.
3 games.
What is it? National League?
England have got 3 games.
If it's 3 games, that's going to be
the 21st. So the week, not next Saturday. Saturday after games are back. So 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to the team. Come on, share, like, follow the Instagram.
Ollie in.
Yeah, you always do this. You always into this. But Shahab, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
As always, coach, as always. Peace and love.
Man.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye-bye.